explain, but it just like obviously, we're going to all the different events and stuff, and we're interacting with all the people that are there for Yacht Week. But at the same time, as much as there's a whole itinerary that we could follow, I still felt very much like at peace while I was there. Whether that be because we were like staying on the water or what, I don't know.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, that water calms you down real quick.
Oh my goodness. There's nothing like waking up and like you just take like 20 steps up to the deck, and like it's beautiful. It's a beautiful experience. So.
Hey, welcome to Travel Tuesday Happy Hour, where we interview dope people doing dope things. Today we have a dope guest. Sir, can you please introduce yourself?
What's going on, everybody? My name is Joshua Howard. That's my name. And repping Jersey to the fullest, but also a proud descendant of West Indian heritage. So,
what's West Indian heritage?
So my father's from Grenada and my mother's from Barbados. So.
So you got all the island vibes going on. Oh, you a savage. People just don't know about it yet. I got you. Oh, wholesome looks. All right, so what do you do?
So I do a lot of things. So my career, my 9 to 5, I work as a video production specialist for the city of Plainfield, for like a local broadcast station. But in general, I'm pretty much in every lane of creativity. So, I'm a spoken word artist, I'm a writer. It kind of extends beyond that. I'm also an entrepreneur. Just started a business in June, so that's exciting.
Nice. What is it?
So
you're not talking about it just yet.
Oh, you want me to talk? I could.
You can talk about it. If you can talk about it, let's hear what you can. This is your chance to kind of put you out there. So it's good.
So the business is called Good Soil, essentially. That's one of our shirts we did. But yeah, essentially we sell clothing online. And the entire theme for it is, just about nurturing the infinite potential in the seed, and us being the good soil. So, if you have a seed of opportunity that comes through, if you have a seed of, change or transition or whatever, just making sure that you're the best possible version of yourself to be able to realize that. So
that's super dope. That's super dope. So what got you into traveling in the first place?
Well, honestly, my parents. So being a descendant of 2 Caribbean parents is definitely I've always grown up with a wider view of the world. My dad especially, he insisted that, pretty much every year we go back home to Grenada. So, throughout my childhood, like I feel very comfortable in airports. I feel comfortable being in different environments to the point where it's like, I wonder what else is out there. So, but that was the initial trigger for me. And, being able to experience that, opened my mind up even more. Like I already had, the general perspective that I got from my parents, but being able to actually physically go someplace else and experience the culture firsthand, definitely had more of a impact on my desire to travel.
So like, kind of talk about like growing up with both cultures. How close or different are they?
Well, there's definitely some differences. I'm a lot closer to the Grenada side than I am with the Bajan side. But for me, the difference a lot of times, like I feel like if you meet a Bajan person versus if you meet a Grenadian person, they have different personalities, and the things that they take a interest in, might be a little bit different, but that's unique to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, but from my personal experience, because I can only speak for myself, because, people are dynamic regardless of where they are. But the Grenadians that I've met in my life are definitely a lot more social. So they definitely enjoy going out to, different events and, having deeper experiences. But the Bajan people that I've, had the privilege of, being around and meeting are definitely very focused on, personal development and being like a good person and, just like carrying yourself a certain way. So, but like I said, that's not everybody because I've met people on the opposite end of the spectrum from each culture. So,
Yeah, that's cool because like my dad, before he came to the United States, spent a lot of time in Barbados and like the Bahamas, Puerto Rico. So like he brings back a lot of bit about like everybody, and like most of what he brings back is like how everybody was about peace and love and stuff like that. So like you said, some people have got that side, and then some people that are on the other side of that. So where have you been since, right? So you mentioned, childhood was kind of the introduction to traveling. Like, where are some memorable places that you think you've been?
Let me see. So memorable, I would say my top two destinations are Croatia and Brazil. I think Brazil was my last like major trip that I did. So went to Rio for Carnival and went with my older brother, and that was it was a mind blowing experience. It's everything they tell you about and more. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things you want to look out for while you're there, but for the most part, the people there are mad cool. The culture is good, the food is good. The energy is like tangible. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things I like about going to certain places. Is like when you step foot off the plane and you can literally feel the energy of the place. So but then also Croatia, I went for Yacht Week, and I know a few of the people that I went with, and I know you also been yourself out there. But that trip was it's hard to explain, but it just like obviously, we're going to all the different events and stuff, and we're interacting with all the people that are there for Yacht Week. But, at the same time, as much as there was a whole itinerary that we could follow, I still felt very much like at peace while I was there. Whether that be because we were like staying on the water or what, I don't know.
That's what I was going to say. I'm like, that water calms you down real quick.
Oh my goodness. It's nothing like waking up and like you just take like 20 steps up to the deck, and like it's beautiful. It's a beautiful experience. So
plus the alcohol helps too. So I mean, I know on my boat the alcohol helps, but that's a whole nother story. So what excites you about the next trip? Like what keeps you wanting to travel some more?
Man, honestly, I think that learning about different cultures and experiencing the differences between the way that we live at home versus the way that other people live, abroad. That's definitely one of the highlights for me. There's like, so for example, there's a lot of stuff going on in society right now. Right. But I probably took the trip to Croatia, I want to say 2 years ago. And there was an incident where our skipper had said something, or kind of alluded to something that was very offensive to all the Black people that were on the boat with him.
Wow. You can't do that.
Yeah, sure can't. And even there, it's like they have like some soccer teams. It's like one of them has like, I think the Confederate flag as like their flag or whatever, stuff like that. So, but for them, because they don't have like their deepest of understandings about our history and what these, symbols mean and stuff, for them, it's like, oh no, we don't mean it like that. It's just like a historical thing. And like, we had that conversation and that dialogue, what I'm saying? So for me, that was interesting because for me, it's like certain things, I just understand. What I'm saying? As a fact, what I'm saying? Whereas in other cultures, they might not be able to understand. So not only do I get to experience their culture, but I can also share the knowledge and the experience that I have, so I think that's one of the things that, honestly, I think travel is one of the things that can kind of bridge the gap between all cultures and kind of get everybody in the world on the same page. So
that's, and you touch on something. The next thing that I want to ask you about is like, given the current civil unrest and most recent results from the Breonna Taylor case, right? We here feel like we're not protected, we're not safe. When traveling abroad, do you feel, as a lack of a better term, paranoid traveling abroad as you would nowadays, traveling through the cities of Newark, Plainsville, New York, Chicago, and at this point there's Rochester, New York, right? Do you feel safe traveling? Have you felt any type of prejudice or racism outside of that one situation where a conversation was able to bring it down to, where both parties can understand what each other are coming from?
So, I mean, it's, as a Black person in general, you understand that regardless of what country you are, there's been historically, just throughout, human history, the darker people have been more oppressed or have been looked at in a certain type of way. And there are some countries that have a very strong connection to that. So there's definitely a lot of places that I hesitate to travel to, just because of whether it be things I've heard or just like, the history associated with it. And it's not like I don't believe those places have, changed over time. However, one, there's a lot of other places on my list that are safer that I want to go to as well. So I'm just going to prioritize those. But, at the same time, it's definitely, it's frustrating. And the thing is, too, it's not just like traveling abroad, you know what I'm saying? Because, yes, there's racism abroad, and yes, there can be, differences in culture that, cause like, people to look at you a certain type of way or, but that's also something you can experience domestically. So, due to the nature of my work, I've done a decent amount of domestic travel as well. So I've had the liberty of seeing probably 30 something states, and I've had those same experiences here in places that I didn't necessarily think I would, like had people, follow me and, harass me in places and, points where it's like I've been surrounded and like didn't know what was going to happen, like stuff like that. So I think that's just a nature of, being Black in this world, not even just this country, but in this world. That's something that, you kind of have to think about. So I would say I definitely hesitate to travel certain places because of my personal experiences and what I've heard and what I've learned over time to be, the nature of humanity. However, I don't let it stop me at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So while I might not, jump immediately, to go to certain countries, it's not like they're off my list. You know what I'm saying? I still plan on going there, but I'll definitely do my research. I'll make sure, like, because there's plenty of, Black bloggers out there who, document their travels, and, there's a lot you can learn about how to navigate these spaces so that, you can still enjoy the culture and enjoy the positive things that these places have to offer without putting yourself in danger or feeling uncomfortable or unwelcome. So
now, do you think a modern day green book internationally would be kind of dope for us right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it would give you the opportunity to make safe passages to those countries that you're hesitant to now, right? And at that point, you're no longer allowing what's been said or what we know of these countries to kind of impact your travel. You can focus to the parts of those countries that are just like, you know what, these people support us, these people are about us, then I'm gonna just go. I'm gonna just not necessarily avoid things, but be cautious of how I move around. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I mean, and the thing, I think it would be dope because, like I said, like there's already some pieces of that, right, that
Mm-hmm.
already exist. So it's like even when you talk about, just like the power of the black dollar and stuff like that, and supporting black businesses and all that, right? It's not like the energy isn't there or the pieces aren't there, but it's a matter of trying to figure out a way to, because I don't want to say like one stop shop it, but like consolidate all those pieces so that there can be something like that where it's like I don't have to, do a whole Google search for 3 hours to, get the information I need. I can just go to one destination and, I'll be able to manage my travels from there. So
That'd be dope. That look, I mean, you're the production person, so I don't know. You might know a bunch of people to put together a nice little documentary. Who knows?
man, you
I mean,
got your videos on
I ain't gonna put
IG
that
too.
on you. I ain't gonna put that on you. I'll help you. Let me know what you
I,
need from me, and I got
I'm
you.
saying, like, you putting it all on me, like you ain't out here putting out videos and whatnot. I see you.
Listen. I just interview dope people doing dope things. You don't see me out in the streets. You know
Mm,
what I mean? But I want to move on to Corona, right? My first interaction, I was on a Mediterranean cruise, and I'm hearing about cruise ships getting stuck at ports, and I'm trying to be like, yo, I need to get up off this boat as soon as possible to get home. Where were you when things started to hit the fan?
Um, well, I was home, to be honest. I was not abroad, thankfully. And, for me, my main thing was I had a lot of trips planned for this year. um,
You and me
you know,
both.
like they all got canceled, every single one of them, you know what I'm saying? And I was hurt, like this is going to be like, because I haven't been to Africa yet. Like that's still
Oh man,
untouched, soil for me. So
I got
this,
some. I got something lined up. I'm gonna once I get it solidified, I'm
okay.
gonna hit you up.
All right, I'm here for it, man. So, because that was supposed to be, like my father retired last year, so he was going to do like like a 2 month tour of a bunch of different countries and stuff like
Nice,
that. So,
nice.
I was gonna, I have my own itinerary for, places I want to hit. So like we would, meet up at a certain point and, explore one or two places together. But, in addition to that, it's like, I had a plan to go to Bali, Jamaica, like there's, Mexico. Like there's a lot of places that I had like, and this is like beyond just like thinking about it. It's like I had like the flight was picked out, like this, you know what I'm saying? So it
Listen,
hurt.
you and me both. It hurt a lot.
Yeah. So, but I mean, at the same time, it's like I understand, as frustrating as it is, and as much as, I'm not necessarily fond of, being locked in my quarters, so to speak. Um, yeah, I get it because at the end of the day, safety is what comes first in these type of situations. So, I can't be too mad. And I know a lot of other people that had it worse than me. Like they was already, somewhere. Like I think I had one of my friends was in Spain, and literally could not come back home. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, that sucks.
I have another friend that's like studying in Italy, same situation. Like and Italy was going through it, in the early stages. So, but yeah, at the end of the day, one of the things that I've learned just through traveling is how to roll with the punches. So it's like, even though, it's not my favorite outcome, I just gotta roll with it and, prepare for, whatever's next. So.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, that's so true because now we got to deal with this new norm,
Yeah.
right? Like, how are you adjusting to the new norm?
I mean, it's been weird because it's also been, I feel there's been phases, so there's, the phase where nobody necessarily knew exactly how things were going to play out. It's like things shut down, but there's, not necessarily a direct, a direct plan from, certain people that are high up in the government who I won't give the time of day.
Hey,
Um,
we understand Cheetos. It's
yeah,
called good.
you know,
The keyword Cheetos.
yeah. So, that happened, and, I was blessed enough to be able to have an employer that allowed me to work from home. So, this is like my little workstation that I'm on right now. But even now things are starting to open up a little bit. So we have an alternating schedule at work. Restaurants are starting to, open their doors again and things like that. I'm still trying to play it cautious because at the end of the day, it's like, I don't think, and especially going into flu season, like, I don't think this is something that's going to disappear. You know what I'm saying? Not just going to be gone in 2 weeks, because I think the window for that has passed to a certain extent. And especially at this point, I think that if we were to do what we needed to really get rid of it, people would be frustrated because it's like we just wasted, all these months, and, so, yeah, I don't know. It's rough, but at the same time, I'm not necessarily too flustered by it because I think that, there's enough people that I'm in touch with, so I don't necessarily lose the social connection. Like, obviously, you have the digital experiences, in different events that happen online, but also, outdoor events. I've been to a few picnics and stuff. And honestly, I enjoy having a mask because it's like, I'm like I consider myself in between an introvert and an extrovert. So it's like,
I understand exactly what you mean.
Like when I'm in my bag, like,
you're just enough for people to notice you and forget you at the same time.
There we go. So, that part of it is nice because I had the mask on. Don't nobody really want to talk. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. So now that we're at a new norm and, outside is starting to open up, these influencers are out here, dropping in Tulum like it's Miami Beach, right? You got your newcomers that are like starting to gear up. They're like, all right, 2021's my year. I'm going to finally hit these streets because Corona done destroyed the year. What are some tips that you would give a newbie traveler? Because you alluded around like the Green Book is like, multiple days on a Google search just to try to find a dope place to go to. What is something that you would recommend them do when preparing for their first trip, like domestically or internationally? Just based on your experience.
I would say that, well, two main things for me, like if we're talking specifically to beginners, I would say the first thing, I would recommend holding off on your dream trip. I would not make that your first trip. I feel like there's certain things about, when you're traveling, like you learn how to get the most out of an experience, like the more you do it. So I feel like if a person was to choose like their dream destination to be the first place, they're not necessarily going to be able to fully, get everything out of it. I'm not saying it's impossible. Right. I'm just saying that, there's a million different places and, God willing, you have mad years left to live. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm like, all right, well, I want to go to places that I want to see, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, there's like a list of like, 2-3 places that I'm just like not touching, and I'm an experienced traveler. But right. I feel like that's like the, what I'm saying? I don't know, like I'm in the
places.
Like, what I'm saying? Like I need to go there and do it right. You know what I'm saying? So that would be the first thing. And then the second thing for me, I think, if you're traveling with other people, make sure you choose the right people to travel with. A lot of people think it's just like, oh, you can just go with any friends or you can just go with any family. Nah. Like the wrong person can make a trip miserable, and people travel for different reasons, you know what I'm saying? So some people go to experience the culture, some people go for the history, some people go, you know what I'm saying, for the cuisine. Like there's various different reasons. And also people have different temperaments. So some people are very strict, like we're sticking to this schedule, this itinerary that I made, and, we're not deviating at all. Other people are very laid back and they're just like, okay, well, let's just do whatever we feel like it when we feel like doing it, but let's not stress, Right. So you got to make sure that the crew you're with is compatible with you. They don't necessarily need to be the same, but definitely compatible. Um, so for me, that's a major thing because I lean towards the laid back side of things because for me, I don't want to go to a vacation and then be stressed, trying to stick to itinerary or exhaust myself trying to do every single thing. And then
Right.
like one, I don't really fully enjoy it. And then two, when I get home, I'm not relaxed. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
So I like that. I like that idea of not making your dream trip your first trip, right? Um, I think you got to go through the woes of traveling. If you're, like some trips, like when if you're not the type to kind of adjust when things mess up or don't go as planned, your dream trip could easily be ruined because all these things you imagined it to be may not. It's like some people say, like, you never want to actually meet your celebrity crush because they might turn out being dicks, right? And so it's the same thing. It's like you're talking about, I want to go to the DR because, social media or whatever made it to be this glamorous place. And you get there and you're like, okay, all right. I'm a little upset. You know what I mean? So I actually like that. No one's actually mentioned that. You know what I mean? Because, like, I don't think I have a dream trip. I have bucket list spots, but as much as I've traveled so far, I think I've learned to roll with the punches to the point where it's like I'm not surprised by much nowadays. You know what I mean? And I've learned to travel with less means. So for me, I can go from third world to metro and almost not bat an eye. I'll be prepared for third world, but the thing is, the cool thing about third world is you got Arab money. You know what I mean? Talking about so talk about going somewhere where the dollar is 28 or 100 or 300. I hear Bali, the dollar is almost like what, 1,000 to 1. So you're talking about balling out of control. Like, perfect example, went to Cape Town 3 years ago. It was like 13 to 1, right? A bottle of Henny here at the club probably run you like $400. It was $40 a person. So each person bought a bottle of Henny for $40. And so that was a lit event. You know what I mean? But
that's nice. Yeah.
At the same time, like you said, go through your trials and tribulations. Yacht Week definitely isn't possible with non-compatible people. So Yacht Week 21 people, if you're looking to do Yacht Week, if you don't bang with them now, you're not going to bang with them on the boat. You know what I'm saying? Because it can get awkward and y'all got 6 more days to go.
You got nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go. Like, unless you got it and you're going to get a hotel with every port, keep in mind, every port doesn't have a hotel. So you really got to be careful as to where you go. So, so that's dope. So what do you got coming up, or what do you have going on that you kind of want people to check you out?
Well, I mean, the main thing for me right now, like, I'm trying to focus a lot of my energy on the business. So if anybody is interested in buying some very comfortable premium apparel, you know what I'm saying? Check out the brand Good Soil. It's livegoodsoil.com. This website, and it's _Good Soil for the Instagram. You could also follow me on my personal one. It's at JHintro. But outside of that, man, I'm just working on a few things I can't necessarily talk about yet. There's some video projects in the works, you know what I'm saying? And, I think 2021 is going to be a good year for content for me. So I'm definitely going to step out into the light a little bit more than I have in previous years. So, but also too, on my personal Instagram, I share, if I have any shows coming up, I share them on my stories and everything. And, you know what I'm saying? I just appreciate the opportunity to have the conversation, bro. So, thank you. Thank you.
Listen, we gonna see more flick of that wrist, man, because you was cooking up.
I mean, a little something. So for those who don't know, like, I had a cooking show. For those who don't know, and just even getting it started, because it's like I had plans to start it like way last year, you know what I'm saying? But then, there's some like conflicting stuff with like other shoots, and so we couldn't necessarily get it running. But then we released the episode, and then COVID hit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and it's not just me. If it was just me shooting it, you know what I'm saying? Like I would drop episodes every week because I love cooking. But can't have the crew in the house, so we're working through some things. But now that things are opening it up now, because I think I could probably pull it off with a small crew. So I'll definitely keep y'all up to date.
Okay. I mean, I might want to. We might have to have a conversation off air. We might have to put something together, bro. Hey. I mean, between the two intro extroverts, we can probably get some things working, man.
Bro, I'm here for it, man. I'm always down to collaborate.
Y'all heard this. My man said he's willing to collaborate. So look, we about to have some fire content coming out soon. I'm gonna hold him to it. You feel me? So I appreciate you, good brother, for jumping on here and supporting the show. We're growing with every support like yours, and definitely